Do you know what's important to know about when playing? As I was saying, matchups. You know him, you love him, have any competitive game where two people fight each other and you're bound to have him, but talk too broadly and it turns into meta discussion and we just don't do that here. So what are niche things? What's an event that only happens when the stars align? That's right, it happens in the boxing ring, so give it up to the competitors for a once in a while experience. Special weapons are meant to be impactful. Oftentimes you're going out of your way to paint for it, therefore leaving the enemy unchecked. But after those 10 to 15 seconds, you have a powerful tool that can instantly flip the game in your favor when used wisely. Vac isn't the strongest out of all the specials, but a well-placed AoE burst has the same playmaking potential as a Tri-Strike or a Booyah Bomb. A worthy investment for many supports and anchors alike. Wow, look at that isolated creature. Let's make sure it never sees the light of day again. Yeah, so about that. A bomb that requires a long charge or a disposable shield, who wins? Well, dear viewer, it's obviously the disposable shield that comes back in a couple seconds. So, as a Splatoon player, I'd like to say that getting direct kills are a bit tricky. With Wiper, you really need to use your short dash to the fullest and have the aim alongside it. With Stamper, you're risking yourself by committing to a close range engagement at all because if you miss, bye. And well, it is true that Min always wins any engagement as long as you're up close, but for you to be in there in the first place, you need your opponents to blunder and stray out of position. Or in other words, you need to earn the direct. Bubble is typically a more defensive special, but through weapons like Roller, Mint, or Blaster, it can be used for more aggressive plays. Usually you would look to shred the bubble rather than engaging it, but sometimes you really need to challenge the user and take the fight into the bubble. At least I do. Sometimes. Am I throwing? Maybe I'm throwing. Why am I challenging a roller in a bubble? With the close quarters you'll be stuck in, the charge direct is perfect. It's a gamble. Will you succeed and immediately take out the threat, or fail and swing things in the enemy's favor? But before that, that's right, you can't! Bubbler can and will eat your direct hitbox. You are not allowed to pierce the bubble. Should have been standing closer inside. That's what you get for challenging a special. Chumps, so full of joy and whimsy. There isn't a special that captures the magic quite like it. Both specials are area denial specials that are also known for being generally weak. Chumps relies on strength in numbers, an army of small bombs that can detonate after 3.5 seconds. The issue being, if they are broken beforehand, now it's useless. Then there's Wavebreaker, which first off instantly dies so its locations are super restricted, but people subconsciously got better at jump ropes so the waves aren't quite as effective anymore. But you know what doesn't even have legs to cripple? Super Chumps! Behold, with this one singular wave, this entire special will be no more... Oh. Stop, pause, take two. There we go. Committing an entire part of your kit to counter a low tier special is the way to go. In the left corner, we have the short range challenger, Ultra Stamp. And in the right corner, we have the undisputed champion of close range specials since Splatoon 1, Kraken. What I want to cover here is less about how these two interact when they are already aware of each other, because what idiot Ultra Stamp engages an invincible hitbox that can pass through you? But what about the scenarios where two Inklings meet and aren't prepared for the fight? I'm sure some will snap back to safety, but some believe they will win. Okay, you see, this is the issue. Both are specials, correct? And both are close-range behemoths. So why is it that one of them has a 100% winning matchup against the other? Hello? Yeah, I have bias for Stamp. Yeah, I think Stamp is garbage. What am I going to do, throw a hammer at it? I'm sure you're very aware of their presence even if you don't play it. It's not because they're the flashy playmaker or the ones who can maintain and support your team's pacing. They are the ones who truly dictate the pace of the game from the back, leave the anchor unchecked, and many locations are left too unsafe to walk into. Try to disrespect a good anchor player and you can never move up. Their range should be treated as a zone of influence, one you cannot break through without using your resources. But it's an unfair trade, a special for a single main weapon, someone who not only has the range but the vision to stay alert and control the game. There has to be a way. Well, you don't need to overthink it. An anchor, or more specifically a charger's greatest tool, is that your opponents might not know exactly where you are all the time. Sure, Torpedo can locate the anchor, but it's not good enough. Besides, you need to be in a specific location to torp spam. What you need is something that can challenge even the farthest reaching anchor. Cheap, effective, and most of all, annoying as It's less of a winning matchup and more of a deterrent, but winning the mental battle is equally as important. Okay, but isn't this like really pointless? Welcome back to more one-sided matchups. Panic Special Edition. And what would I be to talk about Panic Specials without bringing up the two kings of the genre, Splashdown and Reef Slider. You might be thinking that this follows the exact same logic as the Snap vs Kraken matchup, and you would be completely correct. One special is clearly way more vulnerable, while the other can at least guarantee usage with its full duration once active. But compared to the previous two specials, which typically prefer to be used from safety, these two specials can often be used in risky ways, which can potentially lead to massive payoffs. But when it comes to the two specials against each other, well, things change up. It turns into a game of patience. Can the slider user wait long enough to punish the splashdown? Okay, I can only make a single button press special sound so interesting. Splashdown goes up, Reef Slider follows, splashdown user dies for fun and can't do anything about it. And that concludes more random matchups, any more broader conversation, and it turns into meta discussion. I think the important takeaway here is that invincibility specials are cringe and lame, and that we should buff Ultra Stamp again, or something. Well, that's enough of that, time to get going. What? I just said we are done here, I'm not doing any more.